Hello and welcome to this brief tutorial on using Twitter and participating in a Twitter chat. So here I am on the Twitter homepage and I'm trying to help people see exactly the utility that you can get out of Twitter and using Twitter chat. So what a Twitter chat is a group of like-minded tweeters that convene together at a particular time around a particular hashtag, and they facilitate a conversation on any given topic. So in this case, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Twitter and then show you exactly how to have a Twitter chat here. So literally, Twitter is the fastest and simplest way to stay close to everything that you care about. One of the things that I love about it is that it is the optimal way to promote a message and to keep up with the real-time buzz on your industry. One of the best things about it is that real-time aspect. You can find out what's happening right now on any particular topic. You can just do a Twitter search and find out so much about what's happening on the things that you really want to know about. Of course, the secondary use for Twitter is actually to be able to have a conversation with people that you would otherwise be geographically restricted from speaking with. So here we are. I'm going to show you an example of the tool that I use to facilitate Twitter chats, and I attend a variety of them, but the one that I'm going to use here is going to be for Small Biz Chat, which is facilitated by Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady. And so I'm going to show you exactly how the tool that I use to be able to facilitate this. So I use a tool called Tweetgrid, and that's available at tweetgrid.com. And what this does is it allows you to separate your Twitter streams according to a grid. So I choose the grid that I like the most, and in this case it's going to be the 1x3. And the reason that I do that is because I like to have these 3 streams, because that's really about as much that I can focus on at one time. So the first thing that I do when I get to the Tweetgrid 1 and 3 location is that I click login, and I want to log into the Tweetgrid service. So it's going to ask me to authorize Tweetgrid to use my Twitter account, and I'm going to authorize that because I'm already logged into my Twitter account. So I want to make sure that I give Tweetgrid the access to be able to access my Twitter account. Now we see that I am logged in here, and the next thing I want to do is set up these columns. So the first column I'm going to set at Kendra Cotton. I'm going to set it up so that it searches for my name, which essentially in this case is going to be the mentions that I have for people that are talking to me on Twitter right now. Now during the creation of this tutorial, the actual Small Biz Chat is not happening, but I'm going to use that as an example so that you can see how this actually works. So the second column, which is really going to be my main column, I set up for the actual chat that I want to follow. So in this case, it's going to be Small Biz Chat. And before I click search, I'm going to change the settings here. So what Tweetgrid does is it gives you the option to decide how often you want your stream to be updated. And if you're in a really popular chat, there could be a lot of people talking about this topic and a lot of people that are contributing to this particular hashtag all at once. And so one of the things that I always like to do is I make sure that I filter the stream by a couple of minutes. So this option here gives you the choice of choosing seconds. You can keep it at 0 if you want to get real-time updates, but I tend to like to start off somewhere in the 1 to 2 minute range. So I'll choose 120 seconds, and maybe I'll go up or go down based on how active the chat is at this time. So I choose 120 seconds, and then I click Update Settings. And then I come up here and I click Search. Now again, this chat isn't happening right now, but it's showing you the various times that Small Biz Chat, that hashtag, has been used by people over the last couple of days. And the chat actually occurs on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I would definitely encourage you to visit it. It is actually one of the best organized and most well-run chats that I have seen on Twitter, and there are tons of them, but this is actually a really good one. It's very informative and it's very well run, and that's something that you'll learn to appreciate as you attend more Twitter chats. So my second column that I've set up here is for Small Biz Chat, and up here at the very top, you'll notice when you first got to this page, there is this there's already a tweet that's here for you. And what you can do, and I would suggest that you do this, because it's a free service that you're using, and one of the best things that you can do is to help promote the free service that they're offering to you. And so it's just it's a tweet that's already set up. All you have to do is add add your hashtag to the very end here, which is what I did here, and then just click tweet, and it sends it out. It's just a small promotion that'll go out to people that are on your stream. After that, you can send whatever tweets that you'd like to facilitate during the chat. So I just wanted to highlight that as a little something that you can do to help out help promote the folks at Tweetgrid. So I've got my first column set up, which is the mentions for my name, so I can see when anyone says anything to me, and I can see that in real time because I've got it set to 0 seconds. So whenever someone sends me a message, I can see it. I have my small biz chat column set up, and it's set up for 120 seconds, so every 2 minutes it's going to refresh. So if this is a really busy chat, it'll give me some time to read some of the messages that are coming, and I can decide whether or not I want to respond or how I'd like to engage in the conversation. And then this final section over here, where you can choose what you'd like to what you like to have here, I tend to put my direct messages here. So, and I do my direct messages, and I have them here at 0 minutes, because some people will send a message publicly to my Twitter name, and then others will send a direct message, and so I don't want to miss those. So what I do is I update I update this to show, of course, my username, and then update the settings so that it shows my my direct messages. Now, I'm not going to do this now because I'm doing this tutorial, and I know specifically that I have some private direct messages that I don't want to publish to the world via YouTube, but that would normally be my third column here, would be for my direct messages. And so that's pretty much it. This is the tool that I use, is Tweetgrid. I've been using this for years. It's really awesome. There are other tools that you can use to facilitate a Twitter chat, but this is one of the ones that I use, and it works out really well for me. I use it for all of the chats that I attend, and there are other services out there, but I just find this to be the easiest to use, the easiest to kind of get a feel for, and just it helps me to be able to participate in the variety of chats that I do take part in any given week. So one of the things that I would advise, if you're going to try to put together if you're going to try to do this for any chat in particular that that's happening on Twitter, I would encourage you to set this up, kind of look at how this all goes, and then just sit back and watch the chat and look at the people that are talking and what they're saying. Get a feel for how the chat works before you just kind of jump right in. I think it will help you to be able to just see how the whole thing is taking place. So that's just my advice, and that's pretty much it. I hope that you find this tutorial to be helpful. And so as we see here, if you just notice that it just updated, someone is talking about this in real time, and so it just updated the stream, and that would happen if this were an active chat. That would happen every 2 minutes, because that's the way that I have it set up. So if you have any questions about this, or want to figure out how to get this whole thing working on your computer, and I am doing this on a computer as opposed to a mobile device, because I think for beginners it's going to be best for you to start off on a computer before attempting to do this on a mobile device. So if you have any questions or need any additional assistance, you can feel free to give me a call at 615-336-4325. Again, this is Kendra Cotton, and my phone number is 615-336-4325. And I hope that you have fun tweeting and Twitter chatting.